YouTube. Hello, YouTube. We are going to be discussing the Marcellus Williams case. Now, if you've noticed on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Islamic pages are, oh, this poor man, he was innocent. It's Islamophobia, it's racism. They're spinning it into being a race and religion issue. But really, the fact is, this man is guilty. All right, I looked through the evidence. This man is guilty. He didn't do a very good job of covering his tracks. He sold a stolen laptop from a woman he murdered. His girlfriend saw the blood on his body. And he told the girlfriend, if you tell anybody, I will kill you and your children and your mother. So this man was guilty. But the Muslims, because of Islamic Brotherhood, they're defending him. They're saying he was innocent. And this is what we must understand about Muslims. If a Muslim commits a crime against a non-Muslim, the Muslims do not care. It doesn't matter how horrible the crime was. It can be a suicide bombing. It can be anything. Anything like that to a Muslim, to a kafir, they don't care. Muslims are the most prejudiced people against non-believers. So let's look into the evidence. Background. So August 11th, 1998, this man was fed by the government for 26 years before they finally put him down, like what he deserved. Unbelievable. Williams drove his grandfather's Buick LeSabre to a bus stop in Cotabato, University City. Once there, he began looking for a house to break into. Williams came across the house of Felicia Gale. He knocked on the front door, but no one answered. Then he knocked out a window pane near the door. Be very careful with what kind of house you have. It's better to have as many securities as possible, guns, ring cameras, all that stuff. He knocks out a window pane and unlocks the door from the front, and he entered Gale's home. He went to the second floor and heard water running in the shower. It was Gale. So remember, this is a legal web page, law.justia.com, justia.com. So Williams went back downstairs, rummaged through the kitchen, and found a large butcher knife and waited. Gale left the shower and called out, asked if anyone was there. She came down the stairs. Williams attacked, stabbing, I don't know what star 467 is, but you see this a few other times, and cutting Gale 43 times, inflicting 7 fatal wounds. Afterwards, Williams went to an upstairs bathroom and washed off. He took a jacket and put it on to conceal the blood on his shirt. Before leaving, Williams placed Gale's purse and her husband's laptop computer and black carrying case in his backpack. The purse contained, among other things, a St. Louis Post-Dispatch ruler and a calculator. Williams left out the front door and caught a bus back to the Buick. After returning to the car, Williams picked up his girlfriend Laura Asaro, a witness who I don't know if she testified, but she definitely snitched on him. Asaro noticed that despite the summer heat, Williams was wearing a jacket. When he removed the jacket, Asaro noticed that Williams' shirt was bloody and that he had scratches on his neck. Williams claimed that he had been in a fight. Later in the day, Williams put his bloody clothes in his backpack and threw them into a sewer drain, claiming he no longer wanted them. Asaro also saw a laptop computer in the car. A day or two after the murder, Williams sold the laptop to Glenn Roberts. So if he was innocent, how would he have this laptop? He stole this laptop and he sold it a couple days after the murder. And we're just supposed to take it on faith that he just found this laptop, that he's innocent of this, that the girlfriend is lying, that the jailhouse informant is lying. It's like, this man is clearly guilty from the evidence, but because he's Muslim, the Muslims are going to defend him. I've seen the Center for American Islamic Relations say this is a travesty. Like, all the Muslim pages are coming out and saying this man didn't deserve to die when he murdered and robbed a woman and clearly was guilty based on the evidence. But no, they're going to defend him because that's what Islam is. We must understand how dangerous Islam is. Muslims hate Jews and Christians by default. They hate kafir. They hate non-believers by default. Anyone who doesn't accept Muhammad as a prophet, they hate you by default. They really hate Jews and Christians because Jews who follow the Torah and Christians who follow the Gospels will see right through Islam for what it is. It's a satanic, Gnostic, pagan heresy. Next day, Asaro went to retrieve some clothes from the trunk of the car. Williams did not want her to look in the trunk and try to push her away. Before he could, Asaro snatched a purse from the trunk. She looked inside and found Gale's Missouri State identification card and a black coin purse. Asaro demanded that Williams explain why he had Gale's purse. Williams then confessed that the purse belonged to a woman he had killed. He explained in detail how he went into the kitchen, found a butcher knife, and waited for the woman to get out of the shower. He further explained that when the woman came downstairs from the shower, he stabbed her in the arm and then put his hand over her mouth and stabbed her in the neck, twisting the knife as he went. After relaying the details of the murder, Williams grabbed Asaro by the throat and threatened to kill her, her children, and her mother if she told anyone. August 31, 1998, Williams was arrested on unrelated charges and incarcerated at the St. Louis City work. Now remember, this man maintained his innocence the entire time, but the evidence is stacked up against him. Just because you say you're innocent and you never change your innocence, oh, I plead innocent, I was set up, I was framed. It doesn't matter, because some people will bold-face lie to you when they're video recorded doing the crime, and they will still deny it and they'll still maintain innocence. Just because you deny it doesn't mean you're innocent. It just means you're a good liar. You're a consistent liar. So he was arrested on unrelated charges, and I believe it was for theft. So he's arrested again. He had multiple arrests, by the way. This guy was like a career criminal. So he was arrested on unrelated charges and incarcerated at the St. Louis City Workhouse. From April until June 1999, Williams shared a room with Henry Cole. One evening in May, Cole and Williams were watching television and saw a news report about Gale's murder. Shortly after the news report, Williams told Cole that he had committed the crime. Over the next few weeks, Cole and Williams had several conversations about the murder. As he had done with Laura Asaro, Williams went into considerable detail about how he broke into the house and killed Gale. 2 witnesses. That's what it takes to convict somebody. 2 or 3 witnesses in the Torah. And if you have 2 or 3 witnesses and their stories do not contradict one another, then you know the person's guilty. 1 witness is not enough. After Cole was released from jail in 1999, he went to the University City Police and told them about Williams' involvement in Gale's murder. He reported details of the crime that had never been publicly reported. Very interesting. That confirms that he had knowledge of what actually happened. November of 1999, University City Police approached Asaro to speak with her about the murder. Asaro told the police that Williams admitted to her that he had killed Gale. The next day, the police searched the Buick LeSabre and found the post-dispatch ruler and calculator belonging to Gale. The police also recovered the laptop computer from Glenn Roberts. The laptop was identified as the one stolen from Gale's residence. Williams was tried for Gale's murder and convicted. On appeal, Williams alleged 10 points of court error relating to evidentiary rulings, voir dire, instructional error, and closing argument. He does not challenge the sufficiency of the evidence. So basically, he tries to get like a legal loophole to get out of prison. So when O.J. Simpson got away with murder, basically it showed that the criminal justice system is broken. And if you can afford the right lawyer and the right judge likes your lawyer, you can get away with this stuff. So we see very clearly he stole materials from her house. He sold these materials. He confessed his crime to his girlfriend, threatened to kill her, and he confessed his crime to somebody he was in prison with for an unrelated crime. And this man maintained his innocence and was finally put down. And I'm sure he's burning in hell because he did not plead the blood of Christ. He died a Muslim. He died unrepentant. He denied his crimes even though the evidence is stacked against him. And, fine, he's a Muslim. He murdered people. He didn't repent. He never confessed. He went to hell. He's in the fire right now. Fine. What bothers me is all the Muslim apologists coming out and defending him like he's some hero. Oh, he was innocent. It was... they don't look at the actual evidence. Because I only found out about this recently because he was put down. And I look into the evidence, like, yeah, this man is guilty. But, evidence doesn't matter to the Muslims. If evidence mattered to Muslims, they wouldn't believe in Muhammad. So, you can look more into this in detail if you want. I'm going to be posting a photo of him in the link in the YouTube video so you can see what he looks like. But just know that the Muslims are defending this man. One final thing I'd like to say is I think the Shia Muslims are the much worse branch. Shias and Sufis seem to be the big problem in Islam. I actually have a slight amount of respect for the Sunnis. Very, very slight respect for the Sunnis. Because the Sunnis don't seem to be nearly as crazy as the Shias and the Sufis. Shias and Sufis are like pagan mystic, like especially the Sufis. The Sufis are like sorcerers, manipulating demons, conjuring demons to do their bidding. And the Shias seem very similar to the Sufis. I think the average Sunni Muslim, they just don't know any better. But I think of a Sunni Muslim, you could possibly convince a Sunni Muslim to read the Torah. And once they read the Torah, they'd be much more likely to second guess Islam and become saved. But Shias and Sufis, these are mystics, and you can't really do much with the mystics. So, regardless, Islam is not the path to God. Muhammad is not what he said he was, and the Shias and the Sufis are far more dangerous than the Sunnis. But all Islam is, it's just wacky. It's not from God. And this is the fruit of Islam: to murder a woman, steal her property, confess to two people, be caught with the stolen property, be caught having sold some of the stolen property, maintain your innocence until the very end, and then to invoke Allah as you're about to die, thinking that Allah will be able to save you from the sins of murder and theft, when Allah is not the God of the Bible. I'm sorry. Final words. I looked into the Arabic Bible a little bit. Exodus chapter 20, the 10 Commandments. In English it says, I am Yahweh your Elohim, which brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Well, they changed the word Yahweh to Adonai. Well, they didn't change it. In the Hebrew, they don't read Yahweh. They read it as Adonai, out of respect. It's more like a superstition, really. They don't want to read the name of God because they think it's too holy to be pronounced. But really, it's a superstition. So Adonai means Lord or master. Well, that's the same word in Arabic as Rab, which is very similar to the word rabbi. Rabbi means master. So in the Arabic Bible, it says basically, I am Rab Allah. I am Master Allah. But Allah is a name. The word for God in Arabic is not Allah. It is Ilah. I-L-L-A-H. Allah is the name of a God. And the name of God, the actual name of God, is Yahweh, which is written in Arabic as Rab, or Lord. So they're changing it. They're putting the emphasis on the word God when the emphasis should be on the name, which they use the word Rab for. So we see here the Muslims are using this. Just remember this, because the Muslims are saying, oh, Arabic Christians and Arabic Jews call God Allah. Maybe, but that's the word for a God. The actual name of God in the Arabic Bible would be Rab, which is supposed to say Yahweh, but they changed it to Adonai, which means Lord or Master, or Rab in Arabic. So don't be deceived by Islam. These people are from Satan. They need to know the truth. They need to follow the Torah. They need to follow the Gospels. They cannot live peacefully with us. When they kill our people, they deny it. When we kill their people, even in self-defense, they cry, oh, terrorism, murder, bloodshed, martyrdom, we're martyrs. But it's like, you tried to kill us, and we killed you first in an act of war. And you're angry about this, and you're claiming self-defense for yourselves, that, oh, you were just defending yourselves by encroaching on our territory, trying to steal our property, trying to take our country and make it Islamic. And we fought back and defended our values. We defended our churches. We defended our God. And you have the balls to say that we're the bad ones. Like, look what happened with Serbia. Final words. Look what happened with Serbia in the 90s. I believe it was with Kosovo, right? They had a huge little schism, and NATO ends up bombing Serbia and defending the Islamic jihadists. It's like, Muslims are not ever going to stop. They will never peacefully cohabit with anybody. We must understand what they are, and we must be firm with them. And that is why I defend Israel. Israel needs to reform. They need regime change to bring them in compliance with the Bible, to understand that, yes, Jesus is the Messiah. Yes, the law of Moses is the eternal law from God. And yes, Islam wants to kill you. As it says in the Hadiths, the last hour will not come until the Muslims kill the Jews, and the Jews hide behind trees or rocks, and the trees or rocks cry out to the Muslims, there's a Jew hiding behind me, come kill him. And the other hadith, where Muhammad on his deathbed said, may Allah's curse be on the Jews and the Christians. These people do not like us. They will never like us. They cannot live with us. Their religion is terrorism, and we must understand this. And when they kill our people, they will defend the murderers all the way to the very end. That is Islam.